guys, welcome to the tinfoil hat fucking higher side chat swapcast, everybody!
Yo.
Joining me on stage is one of the best dudes I know, Eddie Bravo! Also from the higher side chats, my good friend, Greg Garwood! And why don't we get Shaan Joshi up here real quick? Shaan Joshi, everybody! Woo. So, Eddie, why don't you do one more time? Why don't you introduce who you said was in the crowd real quick so we can get it on?
Combat Jiu-Jitsu champion, welterweight champion, Richie Martinez is in the house.
Yeah!
And his crew from 10th Planet San Diego also in the house. Nice.
Yeah!
You need to kill anybody, just talk to Richie, he'll hook it up. And from the UFC, Ben Saunders.
Yeah. Killer B! Ben Saunders literally is still in his workout gear. He's got his towel on. He looks, speaking of gay bathhouse, this guy just got from it, huh? Whoa!
Oh, shit, I was so close to getting my ass kicked tonight, wasn't
Yeah.
it? You guys weren't bullshitting around.
He called you out. Like, damn, that's the wrong guy. You know what? MMA fans think Affliction sucks.
Well,
Affliction is that dead.
The new one is
Tap Out is that
Tap
dead.
Out's the new one.
MMA fans won't even wear Tap Out.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to get my ass kicked, so I said Affliction instead of Tap Out, sir. But I'll take it right now in the parking lot. We could go.
Everybody talks shit on Affliction.
Yeah.
So, Greg, how do you want to do this?
I don't know. I guess we're talking conspiracy.
You guys want to talk some conspiracies real quick? All right.
Who came here for this part, for the podcast part? A couple of people. All right.
I think that podcasting is the new media. I think I say it on my podcast, the revolution will be podcasted. I think it's the truth. I mean, look what Rogan's doing. Look what you're doing. All these guys are getting the truth out there. I think people need it more and more, and that's why we wanted to do this show, so we could talk about all the weird shit going on in the world right now, because this is literally the golden era of conspiracy theories. Like, all the shit, like, you know what right now is? Right now is like a bukkake of 80s films, man. Alien shit, Russians are everywhere, fucking bankers are trying to take out everything. Like, that is every 80s movie with some teen angst. We'll throw a little teen angst in there, too. You know, so where do you want to start? What do you want to start with?
Yeah, Russian was huge in the 80s.
Well, every movie was
and then it's like Russia just kind of, they fell, and then for a while there, we thought we weren't worried about them no more. It wasn't about the Russians, it was about the Middle East. And now the Russians are back bigger than ever. Damn, it's like Guns N' Roses and shit. We thought they were gone.
Well, let me ask you, you're up here on this panel. I know where these guys get off. They're on, like, the top of the elevator. Where are you with conspiracy?
In terms of what?
There's a lot of levels. There's the level, like, the bottom level of conspiracy.
Let's do it on belts. What belt are you?
No, the bottom level is congressmen take bribes is the bottom level. And then that's the bottom. Then the next one, 9/11 was an inside. No, the next one is JFK. JFK was a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And then 9/11, and then after that would be the pedophile network in Hollywood.
Moon landing.
And then at the very top, flat Earth.
Hold on, but where does Michelle Obama has a dick on that one? Where's that fall?
That's flat Earth level.
That's flat. That is, because the minute you bring it up, people are like, okay, dude, whatever, tinfoil hat guy, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think the Earth is flat. I have to say that one. But
controversial.
Very controversial statement. I like
in this room. You're a fucking bad guy.
I know, man. I also think the Holocaust was bad. Newsflash. But I don't know. I would say, I just try to find where I think the truth is. If you want to ask where I think the truth is in terms of conspiracies, what may be true, I think you got me on JFK, aliens, and Hitler didn't die in World War II.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Those are my three.
That's like a white belt, 4 stripes.
Yeah.
I'll take it, man.
Moon landing.
Moon landing is real. Moon landing is fucking real.
Have you? I think, yeah.
You just
you can look at a telescope and see the shit that is up there.
What have you seen?
What have you seen?
Wait, you're talking
Can
about...
Can you prove to me that the world is a sphere without saying that somebody else figured it out, some other scientist?
Yo,
can you prove it to me?
We can spend $400 and I can prove it to you tomorrow.
How?
We'll get a
right
fucking...
now, though. Right now,
we'll get a weather balloon. We'll attach a GoPro camera to it. And we'll go in the fucking sky.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
GoPro can't work because that's a curved lens. You would need a different type of camera.
There's plenty of videos already of balloons going up about 110,000 feet.
Yeah, you're right.
Planes go up about 30,000 feet on average. We got balloons with cameras with GoPros. There's ones with fisheye lens and there's ones without. The ones without fisheye lens, perfectly straight horizontal plane. I mean, so what are you talking about?
Yeah, you guys, you're right. I'm retarded. The Earth is flat. You convinced me.
You can watch that on YouTube. You can watch that on YouTube.
We can't take it down.
No, keep it where you at. Don't take it down from me.
Well, for me, I am more into simulation theory than anything.
Are you saying assimilation or simulation?
Simulation.
No, that's...
We need to assimilate. Listen, the crazy thing about Flat Earth is we are so... When you hear Flat Earth, and me... as well. Anytime I would hear someone say Flat Earth, I'd go, you dumb motherfucker. I just wanted to fucking choke them. Anytime someone bring that fucking Flat Earth, because I'm dealing with some serious shit. I'm dealing with some Tower 7 shit. You're coming at me with some flat motherfucker Earth? I would be fucking pissed.
Building 6.
I would pull people aside and go, you I can't believe anything you say no more, man. Talking about Flat Earth. I can't trust you no more. I thought you were my dog. That's when people come up to me, they say, if you looked into Flat Earth, I'm like, dude, I'm going to fucking put you in an anaconda choke right now. Jesus Christ. I would be so pissed. Then finally I blew up. I said, I'm going to fucking shut this guy down. Because I knew the world was fucking round. I knew it was round. I saw it on my iPhone. Every time I turned on my iPhone, there was a picture of the goddamn Earth. That was round as a motherfucker. Saw it every day. Every day. Boom. I'm 47 years old. Saw it every day. Boom. This motherfucker trying to tell me it's flat. You dumb motherfucking CIA, Scientology, stupid fuck.
I mean, dude,
that's what I thought. I would think that. Then I finally wanted to shut this motherfucker down. I go, you know what? He was one of my students. He goes, yeah, you ever look into Flat Earth? I go, shh. He goes, listen, man, I got a master's in engineering. Look into it. I'm like, you dumb motherfucker. So I snapped and I went home and I became Mr. Debunker. I'm the guy debunking that shit. I'm gonna shut this motherfucker down. He's one of my students. I gotta see him like every night. And then I go, all I gotta do is just send him a picture of the Earth from space, and you'll see that it's a fucking ball. That's all I need to do. And then boom, right away. And at this point, I never believed we went to the moon. Maybe when I was 8, but
I think that
maybe when I was 8. But I was always way before Flat Earth was even a fucking thought. I thought we were through that shit. I thought we figured out the world was round 2,000 motherfucking years ago or some shit like that. What was it? 500 years ago? I don't know. But so real quick, I just went to Google and I said pictures of Earth from space, and everything that came up. Then you start clicking on the links and shit, and then everyone starts saying, this shit ain't real, it's CGI. And then NASA says they're CGI. NASA said, yeah, they're not, they're strips of data that we get, we take these strips. I'm like, wait a minute. How are these motherfuckers, none of these, and then you look real quick, I go, wait a minute. The motherfuckers who are giving us all our information on space
let me ask
is NASA. Hold on. Is fucking NASA the same guys that fake 6 moon missions, the greatest human achievement of all mankind? They fake 6 of them, and this is where I thought we had like scientists just fucking, there's all these scientists with their telescopes and they're looking, and that's what I thought. I go, what about all the scientists? Yeah, all these scientists, they're looking at telescopes. That's what I thought. They're all looking at telescopes, all these scientists. They're looking at telescopes. And then you find out they're not fucking looking at... How many fucking scientists you think are looking at telescopes and shit? You think Galileo figured this shit out with that fucking telescope that we had back then? Galileo, he figured it all out? You start looking into it. God damn. damn it. The same motherfuckers who fake 6-moon missions, these are the same guys that are giving us all our information on space. Right there, I'm like, oh, damn, I'm trying to debunk this shit. And then real quick, I'm like, damn, because every conspiracy theorist, not a flat earther, but every just regular conspiracy theorist, they will always say, they're lying to us. Everything they're saying to us, they're lying to us. Everything is a lie. They're all saying, but the information about space, no, that's true.
I get that.
That's true. No, it's fucking all bullshit. Hold on. All you got to do is look into it, and you're going to realize that it's all bullshit.
Eddie, okay.
All the information on space, bullshit.
All right, let's hear Joshi. Right. Let's go.
I will say one thing, and then I'll follow it with a question.
You guys in Australia are upside down. This guy's, come on, man.
Hold on.
Hold on. Can you name 5 scientists and that are alive? Name 5 scientists that are alive. I'm waiting. 5 scientists that are alive.
Hold on. Oh, this is good.
This
is what we've been dying for.
Well, he got me. Round of applause.
Whoa. Hold on.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
you're a scientist.
Come on stage.
No, you're a scientist. So, on roughly, approximately, how many hours have you spent looking through a telescope studying stars? And
Come here. I don't.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this is where it gets really complicated because the way that science works is specialization, and the way to get really good at something is to study it in depth, and you specialize in one particular area.
Exactly.
My particular area is physical systems, so I do fluvial systems, water, erosion, a little bit of geology.
But none of that shit would work without gravity.
But I'm
you know
not
what
a
I mean?
physicist. But I'm not a physicist.
Yeah.
But I'm scientifically literate. So I understand other scientists when they tell me stuff and they can interpret stuff for me. But the fact of the matter is that most general people don't have the scientific literacy to understand scientific data. That's it.
Dude, prove to me right now, Eddie. Without saying that other scientists figured it out, without saying that, giving me some information that you can't prove, how do you know that the world is a ball? How do you know?
The way that the scientific data is interpreted and collated is to take it and to test it against other scientists. And scientists hate each other and they want to be smarter than other scientists.
Stop. Hold on. But you have to answer his question. That's not really answering
the
question.
What is your proof that the world
the actual answer to the
question? What is the proof that the world is round?
We can get everything comes down. It all boils down to mathematics.
We're not talking to you, man.
It's all boiled down to mathematics, and it's all proved by mathematical models. And the way the mathematical models are created is by interpreting data and reproducing that data to create a model that it accurately represents real-time data and real-time observations. When you can't accurately represent that data and you create a model that is inaccurate, this is what happened with all the IPC bullshit. They did all these projections and they said things are going to be really, really intense and things are going to be crazy and the sea level is going to go up a meter in the next 20 years. But that was the worst case scenario, and that's what they tried to push because they wanted to get everybody worried about it because they're trying to push that agenda. Now, it's something we need to worry about, but by making people think it's worse than it is, that's where you end up causing all this shit. Because now people go, oh, you said that things were going to go up 2 degrees and it's only gone up 0.3 of a degrees. 1 degree is enough to really ruin the ecosystem.
Okay, stop. That's fine. Stop. I want to, not these guys on stage. How many people believe he answered the question? Clap. 3 people. I want you to.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
Let it go. Okay.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you something. You know,
we cannot have this whole thing.
You know that the whole ball theory, the first proof, this is what set everything in motion, that we live on a ball, is that when ships sail off in the ocean, they disappear over the horizon.
2 miles.
Right? Yep. Hull first and then mast. So it appears to be going over a curve, right? So if something goes over a curve and you can't see it anymore because of the curve, would you be able to zoom in on it with a zoom lens if it goes over the curve?
Well, I'm not a special.
No. This is just basic science. Hold on. I didn't explain it enough. If you got to get into an explanation.
You're completely messing the point.
No. Okay, let me. Hold on. All I said, I made it really simple. I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to get in a war with you with scientific terms. But let me ask. This is a simple question. A kid could understand this question. We see a ship going away on the horizon, right? And then it starts disappearing, whole first, mass last, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so then once it fully, because it's going over a curve,
Eddie.
Correct? Relax, correct?
I got one thing to say.
need like a diagram
hey,
for
listen,
this, right?
just,
We didn't
these
bring
are
a
just
whiteboard.
simple kindergarten questions.
Let's go.
Kindergarten. There's no reason for interruption.
Let me finish.
You see a ship going over whole first, mass last, right? Right? No. No. I'm asking you a simple question.
We tried this. We had a debate. It's fun.
You want to answer this question? You want to come up here and answer this question?
Sam, when this flat Earth
you
thing
want
started,
to
like
answer
a
that?
few
I'm
years
just looking
ago,
for an answer.
That was the first.
Eddie, stop.
Listen.
It's a simple question.
This is my question. Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I don't
Did
believe
you just
it's
ask
wrong.
that question? He just did 20 minutes on it.
I don't know what we're on. But if I had a bet, I would bet that we're in some kind of flat plane. Yes.
It's the Truman Show.
All right. You know what I want to hear from you? You want to answer this question? I got a simple question.
We can't have
It's
this
a
whole thing,
kindergarten question. Damn, who wants to answer this fucking question? You know what? You ain't going to answer the question.
Eddie,
Let me ask. Who wants to? Hold on. We got to finish this shit. All right? It's fucking simple. Listen. It's real fucking simple. Hey, listen. Relax. Jesus Christ, I'm going to finish this one way or another. Fuck. It's a simple fucking question. It's a simple question. Ship, this is how the whole ball theory started. Because they're seeing ship, relax. Jesus.
You know, I feel bad for right
Christ.
now. Security right now, who might have to throw people out, and like, am I throwing out a guy who could choke me out?
They're all trained here.
Listen, it's real. You guys want to hear this question?
Yeah.
It's real simple. A child could understand this. This is the most basic. This is first grade science. It is a science question, but it's first grade science, right? Ship disappears over the horizon in the ocean. This is how it all started. Hull first, mass last, because it's going over a curve. If that ship really went over a curve, scientifically, would you be able to zoom in on it if you would have had a zoom lens and zoom that thing back in? Scientifically?
Well, the only problem I have...
Yes, how?
This.
If it goes over a curve, explain.
Did you look it up?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Come here. Come here. Okay.
Okay, one more time. Let me just make the question nice and clear. Look, a ship goes over a curve. It disappears over the horizon. You can't see it anymore because it went into an angle. That's a scientific word. An angle where it goes down. Would you be able to zoom, if you had a zoom lens, zoom in on it?
Yes.
How is that? Okay, explain that.
So the atmosphere is curved according to the ball theory, right? That the atmosphere is curved. Light will the atmosphere acts as a lens, essentially, right? This is how fiber optics work, right? You can have a glass cable that bends light through curves. You can take a fiber optic cable, go into your TV, your HD audio, and that transmits light, right? How does light come out of a box this way and meet with the TV? And, so light comes out of your cable box going this way. It goes into your TV going this way. It goes through a curve. So the atmosphere acts as a curved lens that refracts that light back. So as the ship gets further, people observe that the ships actually flip on their...
Man,
I don't know what you're talking about, sorry.
Jesus.
But
I can't believe you're saying this.
At a certain distance,
incredible.
The ship
It's
will
incredible
flip
that you're
down,
saying
right?
this.
The ship
It's
will
like
appear
you're a
upside down.
Yeah,
Scientologist.
so who wants to fuck?
He's saying that, like if something went around, if I went around a corner of a building and I zoomed in on it, are you telling me that refraction is going to make me be able to zoom in on the person that went around the corner?
If it's far enough, yes.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Listen, there's plenty of videos. Listen, there's
Eddie.
There's plenty of videos where people prove it. You see ships disappear over the horizon, and then with just a Nikon 900 or whatever, they zoom and it comes back in. You're telling me that's a mirage? It's a refraction?
All right.
Come on, man. Come on.
We are not going to answer this question tonight.
You zoom in on it. So close. Over a curve.
We're almost figured it out. I got to go. Listen, stop.
I want to ask you a question. You've got an aerospace engineer and scientist right here.
It's all
Who's
good,
not
dude.
giving any answers? You're not giving me any answers. You wouldn't even answer the question. You wouldn't even answer the question. What are you talking about with your degrees? You didn't even answer the question. You didn't even answer the question. You sat down. You couldn't answer the question.
Love this.
I gave you 10
This is what I love.
I gave you 10 chances.
This is a town hall meeting, like we're trying to do Obamacare right now. You guys are like, fuck you, Obamacare, we need Obamacare. I love it. We've done it. They're not going to agree with you. You're not going to agree with them. Let's move on. There's other things in the world. There we go. That's the fucking show right there. You guys try stopping a guy who's had 3 glasses of red wine and has fucking tapped the Gracie. You try doing that. It's not easy. So we're going to get into some other stuff because there's more weird shit going on. I know Eddie will go off on.
No more flat earth.
No, okay. We discussed that.
I'll be fucking
Wait, one more thing.
No, don't do that.
I'm not going to do it.
Look who we lost. We lost the WB fucking couple, everybody. Give it up for they got
you know what? Some people have to go. They have jobs. Some people have to go. Hey, you guys, if you guys got to have a job, you got to take the kid to school or whatever. We understand. Don't feel like, damn, I want to get up, but he's going to make fun of me. We ain't going to make fun of you. I got kids.
Now, guys, everybody on this panel is Joshi is, but is a conspiracy.
I watch fucking CNN. I'm sorry. What the fuck?
What? You really do?
CNN? Oh, come on, bro. Okay, all right. Bring it on. Bring it on.
I didn't know that. Lose my number. So do you guys feel that people are more waking up now, or are they just getting dumber? What do you guys think? Just in life.
I think the chasm is just growing. That's what I think's happening. I think we're almost separating into 2 species. Like there's obviously, I'm from the Midwest. Go back there. Go a little bit outside of the cities and see what it looks like.
I think
people are not getting smarter out there.
I think it seems like we're in the age of the internet, and we're like, fuck yeah, they can't lie to us no more. Now we know the truth. We got the internet. We feel that. We think that. But I bet back in the goddamn 50s, they thought the same thing about fucking TV.
Yeah.
I bet when TV came out, like the people were like, now we're going to get the fucking truth. Now they can't fucking control us. I bet the Illuminati was like, oh, you got us now. Fuck. You guys are going to be free now. Yeah. You guys are going to be free. Like, we got TV now. Now we can see the world in our living room. No more oppression. Yeah, you got us.
I think we're getting, it's an interesting question. It's a good one. I think we're getting emotionally more intelligent, more compassionate with each other. But I think the internet has actually done kind of the opposite thing because you can choose the information that you want.
Yep.
Everyone is
That's what I'm talking about.
Everyone has entered their own
They got that shit unlocked too. They got the internet unlocked
matrix. We seek out the information that confirms what
I don't think we're getting dumber. I think we're just getting inundated with more stupid knowledge, meaning like the peasants of the 1500s weren't brain scientists, They just didn't have to get inundated with who the Kardashians are fucking now, That is, there's almost, it's like my favorite line from Eastbound and Down. Do you guys remember that show, Eastbound and Down?
Hell yeah.
When the guy goes, hey, you remember this from high school? He goes, no, man, I want to live life, and sometimes you got to get rid of old memories to make room for new memories. That is the information. You only have so much on your hard drive. And when you're getting inundated with Justin Bieber shit or movie shit or whatever crazy shit they're hitting you with, you don't have time for a lot of smarts, and you don't know what's real. That's the biggest thing right now with politics and news. You don't know what the real news is.
There's no subjective reference point for truth anymore. It's gone completely.
And that's been done on purpose.
Right. Yeah.
It's like fucking Gotham, really. It's like Batman. I mean, it's like the people that control the media, all the people that are in power, they're just selling you bullshit. They control everything. Everything they're saying is fake. And the real shit is they're saying that's fake. And everyone believes it. They're like, smart people. There's smart people all over the goddamn place. And they're just like, yeah, you hear about that. They're talking about stories that they saw in the Washington Post and the New York Times and CNN and MSNBC and like it's real. It really is an information war.
Greg,
it's like you don't know what the fuck you're getting.
Well, I think it's a double-edged sword, of course, because, yes, it is hard to find objective truth anymore. But if you know what you're looking for, you can seek out information in a way you've never been able to before. That's a definite plus.
You have to work on that, though.
Right. Yeah, you do. You have to be careful, and you can get stuck in certain reality tunnels where you do only see what you want to see. But if you get a little outside of that, you definitely can dig up some stuff that you did not have access to in 1985.
That's true. I love this question right here. Trump, system disruptor or another rich motherfucker? I know what Joshi thinks, but I can't tell. I can't fucking tell. Because sometimes I think he's playing ball and he's a puppet, and then he does shit that I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Like going after the Clintons, that to me is something presidents don't do.
Right.
And he seems to be doing that. But he's going after North Korea. He's selling arms to this. He's doing deals with Israel. All this stuff, that seems like to be deep state shit.
Yeah. I interviewed a guy, Chris Knowles, and his perception was that Trump was a front man for a military coup, that a different power center within the government actually usurped the traditional power center. And I think that makes a lot of sense. And he also went on to say that Trump acts crazy and irrational so that the people that are typically making the decision will sign off on other, like generals. Generals they wouldn't sign off on otherwise, like Mathis. People they wouldn't want in government, and they would stop. They're thinking like, oh, shit, we need to get some generals in here to protect them against this crazy asshole. And that's a game. That's a game to move the
4D chess.
Yeah, they're moving the needle way further than they'd be able to otherwise. And now I think there's a case to be made for that.
I don't know. I think the deal with Trump, I don't think he's intelligent or self-aware enough to be a system disruptor, of his own volition. I think he can very much be used by other people in that capacity, but I don't think he's intelligent enough to do it by himself. And just another point on the information, which I think is important before I just want to make a quick point, was, if you're talking about CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, how do we find information? Really, the best way is newspapers, okay? Read newspapers of different ideologies, competing ideologies. It's best to have the news curated for you. That way you open your mind up to shit that you wouldn't see otherwise. Otherwise,
I would agree with that. And that's why I get my information, all my news from 4chan. Yeah! Eddie, thoughts? And then I got another question I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on. What are your thoughts on Trump?
Shit. I never paid attention to, I was so sure that Hillary was going to win, never paid attention to the race at first. You heard about Trump, when he was running for the Republican seat, there was like 10 dudes. Every now and then you'd see something on Twitter or something, but I never paid attention to it. I just figured Hillary was going to fucking win. I'm like, I've been following the Clintons for a long time. I'm obsessed with the Clintons. I'd watch that Clinton Chronicles documentary just over and over. Yeah. It's fascinating shit. Clinton is the most gangster president of all motherfucking time. Jesus
all
Christ.
Time, dude.
And then his wife is like, they're like Bonnie and motherfucking Clyde. They're serious criminals. I mean,
tell them where it started.
Deep in Arkansas.
Arkansas with
all
the cocaine.
Yeah.
People don't know that, man. Do you guys know that most of the coke came through Arkansas and that Miami, thank you, hot chick, thank you, that Miami was just a smokescreen?
Mena, Arkansas.
And it was all because Clinton
right.
allowed for it, and that's why they granted him the presidency.
Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, I think it's a base level one assumption that all the presidents are puppets for someone pulling the strings, whether it's Goldman Sachs or the deep state. None of them, it doesn't matter how smart they are because they're just filling a role. It's all the money backers behind
100%.
them. So, you have to do things to show your loyalty to the team. And for Bill Clinton, that was that.
Like bang kids.
Yeah, that's also what got him over to Jeffrey Epstein's island.
That's
where Trump was.
Right,
of course.
Yeah.
They've both been there.
We're going to get into some pedogate in a few, but I want to ask you guys something that is...
I bet there's guys like Illuminati dudes like bragging about like how young their babies are that they have, right? Showing the iPhone, look, 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
Well, that's the whole thing. It was all on. Do you guys know about Wiener's fucking
too dark?
his laptop? how that was going to be the big fucking smoking gun, and somehow the FBI got a hold of that thing too.
FBI's doing a great job, right?
Yeah.
They do a fucking great job of.
Has the FBI ever come out against its own government? Like, do you remember a time when that's actually really happened to a significant degree?
No, not at all.
They're all playing for the same team. We're the enemy.
What do you mean come out against specifically?
Like,
well, if we're talking about that level, that's what I mean. Like, actually basically putting a presidential candidate in prison, like holding them accountable for any fucking thing ever.
Or being a part of the assassination of JFK. I mean, like, the FBI, CIA, well documented that was this dump was all about, man. You know? Nope, nobody's with me on that one. Here's what I want to talk to you guys. Anybody here from Santa Rosa? Anybody? Okay, so are you there? You're from there. Thoughts on the fires? Any thoughts on the fires? Okay.
It sucks.
Now, do you guys see any pictures of the fires? Does anyone think those pictures of those fires are a little bit unusual? That the fact that we have a car fully melted next to a tree with green leaves on it. And don't tell me, because the tree has water in it, that those leaves should be, that's why those green leaves are there. Now, anybody thought that maybe this has something to do with fucking, what's it, energy?
Directed energy weapon?
Yeah. Thoughts on that, Greg, and I'll get your thoughts, Eddie.
It absolutely
it
could be a
wasn't
test.
my first thought, but...
Okay, hold on. Go on.
No, I mean, it absolutely could be a test. I mean, they obviously do that kind of stuff. There's fires in California every year. So when I first heard this, I was like, oh, come on. You know, another thing, like, you're making us look bad by every fucking thing, it being a conspiracy with some hidden story. But then I did look at those pictures, and I was like, wait a minute, that is pretty fucking weird. I actually know someone, the nicest house I've ever been in is now gone, and it was in that area. Like, I mean, it's a serious thing. A lot of people lost their homes, and I mean, I don't know. Have you heard any people saying they saw anything weird? I mean, it's just fires.
I have a friend up there. She's very much into conspiracy theories, and she said it literally, there was nothing, and then there was 60 fires. And it was just weird. And here's the weirdest thing, is like within hours, FEMA's there. Like, bam, like right there. Now the conspiracy,
Katrina, man.
Well, you cannot see directed energy weapons, so it's very difficult to actually get some kind of smoking gun, except for those photos that just look odd.
Now, have you heard the theory that there's a bunch of weed up? That's where all the weeds grow, and they want to shut that shit down so that Monsanto's can come in and buy up all the fucking land and grow their own weed.
Now we're talking about that shit makes sense to me, man.
Yeah.
FEMA camps?
Follow the money.
FEMA camps, too.
Follow the money.
And aliens.
Eddie, thoughts?
When I first heard about those fires, again, like you, I was like, okay, there's more fires. It's no big deal. Didn't even pay attention. Then every now and then someone would shoot me a DM. Hey, look into those Northern California fires. I'm like, I don't have time for that shit. That can't be a conspiracy theory. Come on, they're just fires. And then I'm sitting with one of my sponsors for one of my shows, and the Absolute Extracts. They're a weed company. I'm sitting there, we're talking business, and then he just throws in, man, we just came back from the fires. And I thought, oh, you live up there? He goes, dude, all our shit got burned. I go, really? Whoa, that's a trip. He goes, yeah, we had to go up there, and we had to they saved a lot of it. They went in there in trucks and just pulled a bunch of shit out. I'm like, wow, how weird that they hit like weed. And I didn't even think much of it. I just thought it was a coincidence. Then I finally looked into it. And then when you do see those weird pictures of cars melted, they're just melted, like, and then the trees next to it are fine, or a house completely incinerated, and then trees are, it does look, damn. It's not that hard to sell me on it.
Well, we could, I
don't need that much evidence.
We could also talk about the drought a couple of years ago, because the government has been able to make rain since Vietnam, like Project Popeye. It's a completely official thing. So if there's a drought in this country,
in China,
yeah, exactly,
Olympics.
Exactly.
So if there is a drought in this country, it's either orchestrated or at least allowed to happen when they don't use technologies.
One thing that was weird about those fires is how all the electricity went out on everywhere, and people. You're great, lady.
Yeah,
Whoever you are,
Who is that? She just say,
you couldn't open hotel doors. People are staying at hotels.
Oh, no
they
shit.
couldn't open their door because it's all electronic.
Like an
They had
EMP
to
or something.
jump out of their balconies to escape from these things, which
Building
is the
7.
whole thing. Which was the whole thing with November 4th to the 6th was supposed to be some big blackout. I literally went to Ralph's and got my Armageddon supplies, which was ham and white bread and some peanut butter and jelly. That's what I got. That was literally and Desante water. That was my survival kit for when the M was coming. What happens if the energy goes out? What happens if the Wi-Fi goes out? Because we were kind of talking about in the green room. What if all that goes? What happens?
What are you going to do with that one last final gas tank? You know what I mean? Everyone's got their nice cars, but if shit hits the fan, that's all you have is that gas that's in your cars. That's all you're going to get.
You see people
what are you
trying to
going to do
get
with
out of
that?
Florida with
I'm
their
going to
hurricanes?
Arkansas to get that good Coke. You know what I mean?
I'm taking sailing lessons, actually. I got to be able to get off this rock without
I think
gas.
the only people that are going to survive are people with rollerblades.
No, it's why people with rollerblades.
Everyone's at the gas station trying to fill up the tank. Rollerbladers just going by.
You know what I think about when I think
Bikes
about
would
that?
be cool, like mountain bikes and shit.
Yeah.
It'd be like
The
like
looting.
Mad Max's. Come on, man, no one's gonna have
Mad
gas.
Max,
Mad
the
Max,
road.
they're like got the hot rods.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be in badass mountain bikes with spikes and shit.
No, dude, we will all die. It's like that Bible line: the meek shall inherit the earth. It'll just be like fuckers in the Amazon who never talk to humans.
Yeah.
And then they'll build shit up, and then all the same bullshit will start again.
I think it's going to be complete chaos because you ever see when a traffic light goes out? Do you see how people just become?
That's bad enough.
And they're like, "I go through, fuck you, I'll kill you," right? Right?
Yeah.
Greg, thoughts?
My thoughts are that GE should let those all be roundabouts because the science is in that the roundabouts work way better than.
Carmel, Indiana, we got the most roundabouts in the city.
I'm on my
in the-
way.
in the country, man. We
Let's
have
go.
roundabouts everywhere. It's amazing. No
So
traffic. Very
we're
interesting.
leaving. Do you,
It's a better
does
system.
everybody here believe in the deep state? So we're saying that something's
That's
behind
not
the
even
scenes.
something you believe in. Like, it's there.
Well, I mean, do you believe in the deep state?
Do you think it runs
I
the
believe
show?
The simulation theory. The deep state. The deep state. Just from the definition of career bureaucratic officials who aren't elected, who are there year in and year out. Yeah. I mean, there's a quote unquote deep state. Whether it's nefarious or not is another question. You know.
Why would you? That's so. So
How
you
could it
think there's
not
a
be?
deep state that does good?
I don't
That they're
think-
like,
I don't think-
guys, don't let them know, but we're going to plant lollipops all over the place.
I think there's a defragmented deep state. I don't think there's a conscious entity wielding the deep state within certain directions that it wills.
So would you say the Freemasons, are they an old man's drinking club, a path to enlightenment, or the plant puppet masters?
Are you asking me that question?
I'm asking.
Yeah,
That's
you're
a
the
great
expert.
question.
I don't know.
Depends on what level.
Yeah.
Okay, at the
That's true.
highest level.
Highest level, they're eating babies. That's what's going on.
I mean,
people.
that's it.
They're eating. A million people act like they care about shit. 1 million kids a year in the United States, 800,000 to 1 million go missing.
Go
and
missing.
There's rumors. Can you imagine if you have anybody have kids here? Kids? Can you imagine if there was just a rumor that one of the teachers at your kid's school was a child molester? Just a fucking rumor. You'd be down there with your footies on. You'd be fucking with a baseball bat, asking questions. Right? Right? Or what about someone? What about someone in your neighborhood? You hear there's just no evidence. You have zero evidence, but someone says, "Dude, I think homeboy down the street is into fucking kids." Just you're not going to say, "Oh, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence?" You're going to go find some goddamn evidence and look for it, right? If you have a kid, you know what I'm talking about.
It is weird.
You're not taking any chances. But right now, there's a gigantic rumor with so much evidence that the elite in Hollywood are the same people who run. I mean, the people who are running everything. Of course, they control entertainment. They control history. They control science. Of course, it's a
What is the
no-brainer.
old saying? Washington, D.C. is just Hollywood, but with ugly people?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I believe that. But so there's this huge right now. It's popping up everywhere, and it's been around forever. That the elite, there's a gigantic pedophile ring going on. That's what they're into. They're into Satanism and fucking kids. and killing them, torturing them. That's the rumor. There's a rumor going on. 800,000 to 1 million kids go missing every year, and most of them are from Washington, D.C.
Yeah, that is some crazy.
You should be looking into that shit. Everybody, fuck everything else. Oh, someone got hit by a car in Charlottesville. And oh my God, let's put it on CNN. How come they're not talking about this fucking huge rumor with all this evidence?
They're not even talking about it.
Actually, no one wants to talk about it. Nobody wants.
They're defending it, and they're defending the people.
Mainstream media is not even talking about it. That tells me they're involved.
What are your thoughts, Craig?
On which part?
On the pedophile and all that stuff.
I mean, yeah, it is clearly been going on for a long time, and I would be the last person to start defending Hollywood elite, but isn't it a little weird how witch honey it's getting? Like, I mean, there is no rule of law anymore. People are losing their jobs.
It's kids. The kids fucked up.
And I think that's kind of concerning, but also you can't trust the court system because they don't do shit.
Well, I think they're flooding your news cycle so you become bored of it and it doesn't register with you anymore.
So you don't.
So now you're like, oh, another one. Hey,
it's just kids.
John McCain is a pedophile. Oh, here's this witch hunt again, and you don't even care.
No, we're in a different society now.
We're in a what?
We're in a different age of the world now.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of being like skewed to the surface.
They're smart. The people who run everything.
Good or bad, but yeah, there's a lot of things that, good or bad, are put onto the surface right now.
Good or bad, fucking kids.
Good or bad, fucking kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Just checking.
We're gonna put a big X over kids.
Just checking. I didn't want to jump to conclusions.
You got
I was just frowned upon.
Hold on. What's that?
Okay, good. I just checking. I was scared. I was confused. I was like, is she into it? Like, Curtis, what happened? What'd you do to her, Curtis?
Yeah, what's she talking about right now?
I don't know what.
That's going to a weird place.
You've used up all your hot chick credit, okay? You've used it up. You've used. Hold on, we can't hear you on the microphone. So
before this night started, we were talking about this, and the Clintons' involvement in Haiti, and that a friend of hers, like
Laura Silsby. Nobody wants to talk about this. This woman named Laura Silsby. When you get home, look her up. She was arrested, convicted, tried, and thrown in jail. She was supposedly with a church group trying to help the children of Haiti, but she was actually kidnapping children off the streets who had parents, and they were going to try to fly them out, and the authorities stopped them, grabbed her. She was tried and thrown in jail. Clinton had to come in. Bill Clinton flew to Haiti and fucking got her out of jail. Now she's under a different name, and guess where she works, everybody? Amber Alert.
Toys R Us.
She works at Amber fucking Alert.
Shut the fuck up. That's
yes,
fucked up.
it's a true fucking story.
She wants to be the first
That's not
on the
the only
scene.
time the Clintons have helped someone accused of child endangerment. Why she was the Secretary of
How
State.
about this one? Do you know that one of the biggest telescopes in the world, seriously.
No, this is true.
Listen. This is true. One of the it may be the biggest, I don't want to say the biggest, but it may be the biggest telescope in the world is at the Vatican. Do you guys know that?
And guess
No.
What's it called,
Don't
Eddie?
give it out.
Eddie, what's it called?
That's what I'm getting to. Do you know what it's called? Do you know what they named it? In the Vatican. Lucifer.
Do you guys know there's a throne of Lucifer in the Vatican? It's literally called the throne of Lucifer, and it is in an auditorium that when you take a step back is a snake's head, and it actually looks like a lizard person.
And people are just like, yeah, that's Satan. Yeah, well, big deal.
Why is
Satan.
it a throne of
Big deal.
fucking Lucifer?
It's in the Vatican. It's Satan.
They also have the biggest porn.
So what? What's the big deal?
They have the biggest porn
It's called
collection.
Lucifer. They called the fucking telescope Lucifer. Can you how did they decide on that? How did they decide? That had to make a cut. That had okay, we need to turn in your list of names. What are we going to call this thing? It made the first cut. It made the second cut. And then they said, fuck it, we're going to go with
That
Lucifer.
is literally
We're
like
gonna go with Lucifer.
Pizza Hut's new pizza being called food poisoning. That's
Exactly. Yeah. And people are just like, it's no big deal. It's Lucifer.
Because occultists run the world, man. Occultists run the world.
Damn, they're having a good time.
Well,
that's why I want to join the Illuminati. I want to do that too.
Who runs the world? Rothschilds,
Beyonce runs
first
the world.
the royal family, or the Church of
Scientology?
The Catholic Church? Who runs it? Or do they all work together?
Dude, I don't know, man.
I like a lot of them are arms on the same octopus. Yeah, there's kind of a Game of Thrones thing going on where, if they see weakness, they'll definitely take that section out and take their wealth. But I think they all see us as the common enemy. Like they'll
We're
protect,
the cattle.
Right. They'll protect each other's secrets from us, because they don't want a mob on their hands. We have the numbers.
They have to have a facade of free choice.
Right. Always. I do think that's kind of the main game.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, anyone see what was going on in Saudi Arabia?
Oh,
11 royals arrested, 2 of them killed off, 1 in a helicopter, 1 by gunfire. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I definitely think it was a containment strategy because I think other people that they're involved with didn't want their secrets coming out, and so they just take a helicopter down. The Clintons have done it 3 or 4 times.
They did it to JFK Jr., you know that, right? JFK was about to announce he's going to run for the Senate seat that Hillary wanted, and conveniently he dies in a helicopter crash.
Plane crash.
Yeah, who said no way? It's totally true.
Who?
JFK Jr.
It was an airplane.
Okay, my apologies, guys.
And
It was
George W. is unaccounted for 2 days during that, and then boom, he's the president.
So
I'm just saying.
So what do you
Nothing
think
surprises me anymore.
You mentioned aliens a couple times.
Yeah.
Where do you? Elaborate.
Oh, he's an aliens.
Look, I'm of two
He looks
minds
like
about
one.
I look like a fucking alien. I have 5 or 6 documented cases that I could give you with corroborating evidence. I don't know about evidence, okay? I can give you 6 or 7. Like, what if I told you right now? Now you're looking at me like you were looking at him.
Tell me along.
What if I told you that over the west coast of the United States during World War II, there was an aircraft that they shot at for a good 20 minutes, fired so many bullets that the bullets fell down and actually killed people on the West Coast? What if I told you...
The Battle of Los Angeles,
The Battle of Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. What if I told you in the 50s, on the cover of your favorite Washington Post, they covered... What if I told you over Washington, D.C., there was multiple flying aircraft, and that shit was picture documented in newspapers all across the country? What if I told you that shit? You know what I mean?
Do you think there's a possibility...
What about Phoenix? There's this shit that you see everywhere. So
what was that, Greg?
Is there a possibility that's not aliens?
That it's like CIA misinformation and shit?
No. There were some really exotic crafts that the Nazis had in World War II.
Yeah, you're talking like the Foo Fighters.
Yeah. Is it possible that we're looking at a few decades more advancements on some really exotic crafts that just aren't in the mainstream?
That's what people say about the Keck Bell in Pennsylvania. Have you heard that? About the Keck Bell?
I know the Nazi bell.
The Nazi bell, right. So you had reports of this Nazi bell using mercury and anti-gravity technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think you could use it to travel through time or see different shit.
Hell yeah.
So 30 years later...
Trump has a time machine.
Yeah. You know his uncle, John G.?
Yeah.
He was into some shit.
But in Pennsylvania in the 70s, there was a crash that the exact description was like what you're saying and shit.
Yeah, that does ring a bell. And I mean, no pun intended. But I definitely do think that there's
He's a comedian, ladies and gentlemen.
I was into aliens until
you found
the History Channel came out with the ancient aliens. And I'm like, oh no, it's all bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can't both be right. You know, there can't be aliens from space.
I think there's aliens from the same plane we're on. I think they're just coming going, oh shit,
could
look
be
at this shit, and then they go back.
Could it be CERN? Kern? Is it Kern or CERN?
It's definitely CERN.
CERN?
It's definitely CERN.
I know what they're doing in CERN.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be like multiple dimension shit.
Oh, I think they're into. I think could be the thing that destroys the Earth. Honestly, CERN.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to think that destroys
I think they're
Earth?
going to break open the Archon control matrix and let the demons through. Yeah, there's a good chance. They got
That'd
that
be
Shiva statue out there. and
Badass
those weird
movie.
schools.
You know what I mean? I would watch that shit.
Yeah, until it's real.
That shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Stargate, the Anunnaki, dog.
There is like something to be. There's a thread where the elite are definitely preoccupied with very ancient things that have to do with Babylon and Sumeria, and there's an argument, conspiratorial argument that we always think that the Middle Eastern situation was about oil, but one of the first things that happened is the
Weapons of
Baghdad
mass
Museum.
destruction.
Right. But the Baghdad Museum, they had looters going in, and there's a lot of suggestion that those were troops that were just, in looter outfits. And that's because they wanted some text or
Some
something.
crusade shit.
Well, the theory, I guess, to go elaborate on it, would be that in a previous round of civilization, we built technology that ended up destroying us, and the elite have dug up text to find that out.
That's what I meant by the meek shall inherit the earth. Those Amazonian motherfuckers will build the shit back up, and the same shit will happen again.
Well,
we'll forget. We'll forget where we came from.
They say that the weapons of mass destruction wasn't nuclear bombs, but it was a Stargate in Iraq.
Right.
That
coded language. Like the mainstream story, if you've seen Stranger Things 2, they actually have a thread in there where sometimes you have to tell people something happened, but you definitely cover it up. You definitely tell them it's not as bad as it really is. And maybe they did dig up something ancient and powerful. I mean, I'm starting to think a lot of people discuss...
This dick right here.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, what were the pyramids about? And, I mean, there's a lot of arguments, but I don't know how they could really be anything but weapons. Because what the fuck do we spend any technology on that isn't weapons?
Pyramids are interesting. They have a guy, he's like, I don't know, Oath Keeper or some shit like that. But he's been there. His family's, he's dead now. But for generations after generations, they had people... local indigenous people, natives there, who would take care of the pyramid sites. And if you ask that motherfucker what it's about, it's energy. It's energy. Like how Tesla was trying to build that shit, and he had the current, the water underground. They had the same water underground at the pyramids and shit.
I do like that idea, and I've also heard the idea that it's a massive psychedelic chamber that actually, my buddy Gordon White calls it an immortality machine because, when you're on the astral plane, time isn't there, and if you spend enough time there, it can feel like you're immortal.
Field trip, man. Let's drop some acid and go
Let's
over
do
there.
it.
You never been to Egypt?
I like both those ideas, but the problem is that pyramids are all over the world, and that would mean that we had like some global civilization that was way different than we are now, and I don't know, I'm cynical.
Dope.
I'm cynical.
Well, here's the whole thing. In The Matrix, the movie, do you remember when Neo meets the creator or the designer?
Colonel Sanders?
And he goes, you're different than the rest. And they're like, what? He's like, you're like the ninth one, he said. And what happens is they create this reality, right? And then people get upset or something happens, they destroy it, they start it all over again. And so the theory is that we're like one of a bunch of civilizations, that we're not the first civilization.
Yeah, I agree
we're
with
a bunch of several civilizations, and because we are wired the same, we always do the same ass shit. Where we start here, it gets simple, then next thing you know, we got fucking nuclear bombs, and we annihilate each other, and then we start it up again.
That's why I think I've heard people talk about technology as an alien virus, and it's like, because that's what destroys the planet. We couldn't do it without that. Where do ideas come from? Where do they really come from? The idea for the nuclear bomb or the idea for Agent Orange. Maybe something put that in a person's head and is acting out their will through a puppet.
So I think that monkeys were here, and then an alien came and just went balls deep on a couple monkeys, and then that's created us. They were just barebacking monkeys, man, and just...
Yo, that makes more sense than creation.
Nobody wanted to pull out that monkey pussy. It was just so good.
Remember Dave Chappelle goes, you know how hard it'd be to fuck a monkey? Monkey just snap your dick off, throw it in the grass, never to be seen again. Remember that?
That's
throw it in
the
the tall
thought.
grass.
Human origins, though.
You know
What do you
how
think?
hard it'd be to fuck
What's
a
that?
monkey?
Human origins. What do you think? It is
I
a
think
mystery.
we're from a splice of aliens and monkey
It's
DNA.
inscrutable, but I mean that's definitely a possibility. You know what I mean? It's.
Why'd you have to say inscrutable before that?
He asked me what the origin of humans is. I'm saying it's impossible to know from where we're standing. You know, but
He had to
I don't
define
think
that for you.
I don't think that's an implausible scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more so than
I mean, can we all agree Asians are definitely aliens? Anybody? I mean, look at that fucking writing in Koreatown.
You half Asian? Half Asian?
You're two kinds of Asians?
Filipino and Indonesian?
This guy's getting so angry.
I really wouldn't be
He's just
surprised.
joking. He's joking. Don't be mad.
We're not from the same monkeys.
Yes.
I've been to Thailand, right? I've been to Asia. We're from monkeys. We're from monkeys. We're not.
Now this guy's yelling about monkeys.
No, there's
man.
some, you know.
How
they
long
got
did
the-
you stay in Thailand for?
Enough to say that no one's over 5 feet tall, and everyone else everywhere is like fucking 6.5 feet.
How many ladyboys did you sleep
That
with?
was quick.
Yeah, that is the
That was
question.
quick.
How many lady boys
was
did you
quick.
fuck?
Did they tuck? Did they tuck?
Hey, dude, I get it. Hey, man. I bet you lady boys give great blowjobs.
Because they know.
They do.
They know.
I bet you girls eat better pussy and guys blow better. You know, we know that. No teeth. No teeth.
You got to have the parts.
So, guys, did you guys have fun during this? You guys have a good time? I want to get final thoughts from everybody on the panel. Man, that flat Earth stuff was gold, dog. We'll go down. Joshi, real quick, what'd you think?
I thought it was very fun, and, now I'm going to go sleep with ladyboys in Thailand.
Yeah. Eddie Bravo, what'd you think?
Hey, I just don't trust any mainstream information. I apologize if that offends anybody, but I just don't trust it. Sorry.
I respect it. Greg, final thoughts?
Well, we did almost lose it there in the beginning.
We did. It was so great,
but I do like the debate. That's kind of the fun of it. But I guess I thought I was as extreme as it got until Flat Earth came around a couple of years ago, and then people are saying dinosaurs aren't real.
Hey, dude, I love it, though.
Oh, yeah.
I love that we can all be on here, and you can be like, I believe in this, but that shit's crazy. And he'll be like, I believe in this, and that shit's crazy.
Right.
But that's the beauty of it.
It's all good. It's all bueno.
Not only do I think dinosaurs are real, I really think they might be the top of the food chain even still, behind the curtain.
I think dinosaurs are kangaroos.
Oh, hold on. You're saying reptilians.
Right.
Kangaroos.
That's what I'm getting at.
They're just giant kangaroos. Think about it. They look exactly like kangaroos. I play that Jurassic Park game with my son at the bowling alley every week. I
believe in reptilians, dude. I think the fucking Queen Elizabeth is a fucking lizard person, dude. You know
who knew about reptilians is Jim Henson. That's why he made the show The Dinosaurs about the Sinclair family, which is the St. Clairs, which is
that show.
The Sinclair gas station had the dinosaur. Like, they were an oil tycoon family, and he wanted to mock the elite, so he made that show. So, of course, Disney took it from him, and he suddenly died before it actually aired.
Suddenly died.
Fuckers.
But he was mocking the reptilian bloodlines. That's what he was doing. But, yeah, I thought this was a lot of fun. This is our second time doing a show.
I think it was great. Do you guys think it was good? Should we do it again? Ryan, your final thoughts?
You tired? Time to go home? You got a 6 o'clock? You got a 6 a.m. class? I don't know how you do it, kid. I don't know how you do it.
All right, guys. Are we going to start the revolution tomorrow or what?
I think it started.
Viva Zapata.
Guys, thank you for coming. I am. I love you guys very much. Take care. Thank you, Comedy Store.
Hey, sorry, guys.